30 years. They had built a life together, raising 2 children, navigating careers, and growing old side by side. Now in their early 50s, they were looking forward to their golden years, hoping to enjoy a peaceful and fulfilling chapter of their marriage. But something had changed. It started subtly at first. Linda would toss and turn in bed, sighing softly in frustration. Mark, a light sleeper, would wake up, glancing at the red numbers on the alarm clock. 2:37 a.m. He'd watch as his wife lay awake, staring at the ceiling, her mind seemingly racing. He would reach over and squeeze her hand. "Can't sleep again?" he whispered. She nodded. "It's getting worse." Linda's insomnia had begun in her late 40s, around the time menopause crept into her life. At first, she dismissed it, just another part of aging. But the sleepless nights became more frequent. Some nights, she would get up and pace the house, reading in the dim light of the living room or making herself a cup of chamomile tea. Other nights, she lay in bed, wide awake, while Mark slept beside her, oblivious to her struggles. But eventually, it started to affect him too. Mark was a man of routine. He woke up early, went for his morning jog, and enjoyed a hot cup of coffee before starting his day. But as Linda's insomnia worsened, his sleep suffered as well. The disturbances in the night left him groggy and irritable in the mornings. He found himself snapping at Linda over small things. Why she left the kitchen light on. Why she forgot to buy his favorite cereal. Why she seemed distracted when he spoke. She, in turn, became frustrated with his impatience. "Do you think I like this?" she said one morning after another sleepless night. "Do you think I enjoy lying there, watching you sleep, knowing I won't get a single hour of rest?" Her voice cracked with exhaustion, and Mark felt a pang of guilt. He had always been the fixer in their marriage, the one who solved problems, repaired broken things, and reassured Linda when she felt uncertain. But this was something he couldn't fix. As the weeks turned into months, their intimacy suffered. The bed, once a place of warmth and closeness, had become a battleground. Mark resented the constant interruptions to his sleep, while Linda resented his lack of understanding. They started sleeping in separate rooms. At first, it was meant to be temporary. "Just until I figure this out," Linda had said. But days turned into weeks, and soon they had settled into an unspoken agreement. Mark in the master bedroom, Linda in the guest room. The distance between them wasn't just physical. They spoke less. Dinners were quieter. When they did talk, it was often about logistics. Who would pick up groceries? When the plumber was coming? What time their daughter was visiting for the weekend? Gone were the late-night conversations about their dreams and worries. Gone was the easy laughter they once shared before falling asleep in each other's arms. Mark missed his wife, not just her presence in bed, but the way she used to confide in him, the way they used to feel like a team. One evening, after another long, quiet dinner, he finally spoke. "This isn't working," he said. Linda sighed. "I know. We can't go on like this. It's not just about sleep anymore. It's about us." She looked at him, exhaustion deep in her eyes. "Then what do we do?" Mark refused to lose his wife to insomnia. He started researching. He read articles, watched videos, and even joined an online forum for spouses dealing with the partner's sleep issues. He learned about sleep hygiene, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, and the importance of routine. One night, he knocked on the door of the guest room. "Can I come in?" Linda sat up, surprised. Of course. He sat on the edge of the bed. I want to help. I read that sometimes changing small things can make a difference. Would you be willing to try some things together? She hesitated, but saw the sincerity in his eyes. Like what? Like going to bed at the same time every night. No screens an hour before bed. Drinking calming tea together. Maybe even trying meditation. Linda chuckled. You meditating? That I have to see. He grinned. I'll do whatever it takes. I just want us to be us again. The next few weeks were not easy. Linda still struggled to fall asleep, but Mark was there for her. They tried new habits together. Every night they took a walk in their neighborhood before bed, breathing in the crisp evening air. It became their quiet time, a time to reconnect, to talk about their day, their dreams, their worries. They dimmed the lights in the house earlier, signaling to Linda's body that it was time to wind down. Mark even gave up watching TV late at night, choosing instead to read beside Linda in bed. They laughed again. One night, as they sat in bed, Mark attempted a guided meditation session from a phone app. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and within minutes started snoring. Linda burst out laughing. You're supposed to be meditating, not sleeping, she whispered. I'm multitasking, he mumbled. For the first time in months, they felt like themselves again. One night, as they lay in bed, Mark turned to Linda. I miss you, he said softly. I'm right here, she replied. No, I mean, us, the way we used to be. She reached for his hand. I miss us too. They started small, just lying next to each other, holding hands, sharing stories. The bedroom became a place of connection again, not just frustration. Slowly, they reintroduced touch, intimacy, and affection. Linda's sleep didn't magically return to normal. There were still bad nights, but now she didn't feel alone. When she couldn't sleep, she no longer feared waking Mark. Instead, he would hold her hand, whispering, It's okay, we'll get through this. And somehow, that was enough. One evening, Linda stood in the doorway of the master bedroom. Mark? He looked up from his book. Can I sleep here tonight? He smiled. I was hoping you'd say that. She crawled into bed beside him, resting her head on his shoulder. The weight of all those sleepless nights felt a little lighter. Their marriage had been tested, but they had found their way back to each other. And sometimes love wasn't about having all the answers. Sometimes it was just about showing up, night after night, hand in hand, facing the darkness together.